Chapter 4. Citizenship. Number 41. Persona will continue to be citizens on commencement of Constitution. Every person who, immediately before the commencement of this Constitution, is a citizen of Guyana shall continue to be a citizen of Guyana. Number 42. Persons entitled to be registered as citizens. 1. Every person who, immediately before the commencement of this Constitution, is or has been married to a person, a, who continues to be a citizen of Guyana by virtue of the preceding article, or b, who, having died before the commencement of this Constitution, would, but for his or her death, have continued to be a citizen of Guyana on that date by virtue of that article, shall, if not otherwise a citizen, be entitled, upon making application and upon taking the oath of allegiance, to be registered as a citizen of Guyana, provided that the right to be registered as a citizen under this paragraph shall be subject to such exceptions or qualifications as may be prescribed in the interests of national security or public policy. 2. Any application for registration under this article shall be made in such manner as may be prescribed. Number 43. Persons born in Guyana after commencement of Constitution. Every person born in Guyana after the commencement of this Constitution shall become a citizen of Guyana at the date of his birth, provided that a person shall not become a citizen of Guyana by virtue of this article if at the time of his birth, a, his father or his mother possesses such immunity from suit and legal process as is accorded to an envoy of a foreign sovereign power, accredited to Guyana and neither of them is a citizen of Guyana, or, b, his father or his mother is an enemy alien and the birth occurs in a place then under occupation by the enemy. Number 44. Persons born outside Guyana after commencement of Constitution. A person born outside Guyana after the commencement of the Constitution shall become a citizen of Guyana at the date of his birth if at the date his father or his mother is a citizen of Guyana otherwise that by virtue of this article. Number 45. Marriage to citizen of Guyana. Any person who, after the commencement of this Constitution, marries a person who is or becomes a citizen of Guyana shall be entitled, upon making an application in such manner and taking such oath of allegiance as may be prescribed, to be registered as a citizen of Guyana, provided that the right to be registered as a citizen of Guyana under this article shall be subject to such exceptions or qualifications as may be prescribed in the interests of national security or public policy. Number 46. Deprivation of citizenship on acquisition of, or exercise of right of another citizenship. 1. If the President is satisfied that any citizen of Guyana has at any time after 25th May, 1966 acquired by registration, naturalization or other voluntary and formal act, other than marriage, the citizenship of any country other than Guyana, the President may by order deprive that person of his citizenship. 2. If the President is satisfied that any citizen of Guyana has at any time after the May 25, 1966, voluntarily claimed and exercised in a country other than Guyana any rights available to him under the law of that country, being rights accorded exclusively to its citizens, the President may by order deprive that person of his citizenship. Number 47. Commonwealth citizens. 1. Every person who under this Constitution or any Act of Parliament is a citizen of Guyana or under any enactment for the time being in force in any country to which this article applies is a citizen of that country shall, by virtue of that citizenship, have the status of a Commonwealth citizen. 2. Every person who is a British subject without citizenship under the British Nationality Act 1948, continues to be a British subject under Section 2 of that Act or is a British subject under the British Nationality Act 1965 shall, by virtue of that status, have the status of a Commonwealth citizen. 3. The countries to which this article applies are Australia, the Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, Botswana, Canada, Cyprus, Dominica, Fiji, the Gambia, Ghana, Grenada, India, Jamaica, Kenya, Kiribati, Lesotho, Malawi, Malaysia, Malta, Mauritius, Nauru, New Zealand, and island territories and self-governing countries in free association with New Zealand, Nigeria, Papua New Guinea, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Singapore, Solomon Islands, Sri Lanka, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Swaziland, Tanzania, Tonga, Trinidad and Tobago, Tuvalu, Uganda, United Kingdom and Colonies, Western Samoa, and Zambia. 4. The President may from time to time by order subject to affirmative resolution of the National Assembly amend paragraph 3, by adding any country thereto or by deleting any country therefrom. Number 48. Powers of Parliament. Parliament may make provision, a. for the acquisition of citizenship of Guyana by persons who do not become citizens of Guyana by virtue of the provisions of this chapter, b. for depriving of his citizenship of Guyana any person who is a citizen of Guyana otherwise than by virtue of Article 41, insofar as it relates to persons who became citizens of Guyana by virtue of Articles 21, 23, and 24 of the Constitution of Guyana annexed to the Guyana Independence Order, 43 or 44, or c. for the renunciation by any person of his citizenship of Guyana. Number 49. Interpretation. 1. In this chapter prescribed means prescribed by or under any Act of Parliament. 2. For the purposes of this chapter, a person born aboard a registered ship or aircraft or aboard an unregistered ship or aircraft of the government of any country shall be deemed to have been born in the place in which the ship or aircraft was registered or, as the case may be, in that country. 3. Any reference in this chapter to the national status of the father or mother of a person at the time of that person's birth shall in relation to a person born after the death of either parent, be construed as a reference to the national status of the deceased parent at the time of that parent's death, and where that death occurred before the date of commencement of this Constitution, and the birth occurred on or after that date, the national status which that parent would have had if he or she had died on that date, shall be deemed to be his or her national status at the time of